I mean, you had like, I mean, before the controversy, you had like Gus Johnson, I guess would be the closest like thing to like sketch comedy you would have
I
on
guess.
YouTube.
Yeah. Gus, didn't he kind of come up on Vine a little bit?
That's also true, actually. Or was it Vine? See, I as someone who missed Vine entirely, I don't know.
Really?
I mean, okay, so maybe not entirely. But I feel like I never got into Vine the way a lot of people in our generation got into Vine. You know, like
That's fair enough.
I don't watch Vine compilations.
Would you say you're more into TikTok now than you were into Vine?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Interesting.
Just because like I made a few Vines. None of them did anything.
See,
Obviously.
I mean, I feel like I used to watch quite a few Vines, but I don't think I ever made any. So I feel like that's almost, so you were kind of into it.
But I mean, even then I wasn't like, actually, I'm trying to bring myself back to that point. Like, how often do you think on, like, when Vine was like the thing, how often would you say you just like scrolled through Vine?
At its height, I used it pretty often. Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty into it.
Yeah, I never, I mean, like,
at the time it was just so new. Like, TikTok is pretty big right now, but it's not a completely new concept to have like a short video. I feel like at the time, like, I don't think, at least that I'm aware of, that there was another platform similar to Vine that did, what was it, 6-second loop, 7 seconds?
Yeah, it was like 6. It's 7, I think.
Yeah. I don't think there was another equivalent at the time. So for me, I was like, whoa, that's so interesting.
There was the closest, I think. Did you ever watch any of the old 5-second films?
No.
That was a YouTube channel that predated Vine, and actually I think Vine was what made them stop doing it, because they were like, okay, well, everyone's just doing this now. It was kind of the same thing, like the Vine humor of like how it's the purest. I think Mega64 made the comparison of like Vine was the purest form of comedy, where it's literally just set up punchline, because you have no room for anything else.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what made it interesting. It's like you had to execute the joke really fast. And I feel like it created like a really specific like environment for jokes, and that's why I thought it was pretty good. Obviously, that still exists right now on TikTok, but one thing I feel like, I mean, I haven't seen, at least in the algorithm that shows up on my For You page, I don't see as many like music related TikToks where people are just making like songs for that format, but I feel like on Vine I used to see that quite a bit. Like, people would do like a guitar loop, like they'd play a certain amount of strings and they'd film it in such a way so it would have like a flawless endless loop. I always thought that was so cool.
Yeah, I mean, see, for some reason, oddly, I think the longer, because I mean, well, you can cut off of TikTok whenever you want, but I think the fact that it's longer kind of weirdly doesn't. Like,
No,
it doesn't fit as well.
I definitely agree. I feel like that's why I don't see it as much. Although that being said, I don't think I'm on that side of TikTok as much.
There was one that I saw that was like that, where it was like a loop. Did you see the why they make that animal so sexy? Or yeah, why they make that animal so sexy TikTok?
I don't think so.
It was like a song about like how all the cartoon characters from when we were young, like if it was a female, or like there was like too many like the reason why there's furries today is because, like, you know, there was a sexy raccoon in like a cartoon like 20 years ago, and all of a sudden, like Lola Bunny or what, you know. Yeah, but that was a song that like looped. It was like, that was the only one that I've seen that where it was like a loop of like, you know, it ends then it begins.
And that's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to look that up.
I don't know who made it. See, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. I feel like there's a lot less iconic people on TikTok just because there's so many. I feel like there's more of them now. Am I wrong? Like, there's more corners of like, you know, people say like, oh, I'm on this side of TikTok, I'm on that side of TikTok, right? I don't remember anyone being like, oh, I'm on the weird side of Vine.
There definitely were like subsections of Vine. Like, I don't know if you remember, but like you could browse based on like genre, which actually I don't think is a thing on TikTok. Like, you can, whereas now it's mostly like there's the For You page, and based on what you like and interact with is like what you see on there. So you can kind of fine tune the algorithm for you. But I remember on Vine, it had like a homepage with a similar type deal, like a home feed, but you could also browse based on genre. Like, if you went under the music genre, you would only be looking at that kind of Vine. Or there's a comedy one, so it would just be people trying to be like tell jokes or do like a funny skit or whatever. Which is something I feel like TikTok could benefit from.
I mean, they have hashtags.
They do, but so did Vine.
That's also true,
not
yeah.
not that every platform has to have the same thing as everything else.
Well, I
but-
mean, from the way like how every you remember that like that weird period of time where like every like social media app had to add stories because Snapchat was like the biggest thing. So like now there's Instagram stories, now there's Facebook stories, now there's Twitter.
That's
feeds,
definitely homogenized a lot.
Yeah.
As soon as Facebook added stories, I was like, why?
But I mean, like now that's kind of Instagram has what is it?
Twitter has that too, actually.
Has what stories?
Or what are they called? They're not called stories.
Fleets.
Fleets.
Is
Yeah.
it, or was
I
was
never
it
touched
Fleets
those.
or? Wait, do they still? I thought Fleets ended, didn't they?
What's it called? There's some kind of like story.
There, I think that's what it was. It was like Twitter Fleets, but I don't think you can do that anymore.
So what's like at the top of your feed, like in
That's
purple?
the,
Is that livecast?
Yeah, that's like
a
the
live
audio
stream type
thing.
deal.
You can tell because there's NFTs in there, and
Of course,
that's like
your
half
boy
the-
Ed Balloon.
Yeah, my boy-
back
my-
on his.
God. Ed, please
NFT.
stop.